So is this hashtag Me Too? Is this on the same level?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, for years where people come to the shows and when you have shows like this, it's like men going to a football match, they go for beers and stuff. Women, it comes hand in hand. So along with that comes they could argue with each other or they can get a bit touchy-feely. Like, it's all right when you're on stage, obviously you bring them up. Unfortunately, in a theatre, it's so dark, we have a matter of seconds to get the girls from the audience up onto the stage. In the darkness, by the time you get up on stage, sometimes you don't know how hammered they are. So it can go.
So this
really,
happens.
really well.
This happens all the time,
There's
does
a
it?
regular-
Yeah, like on a weekly. Like if you have like 4 or 5 shows a week, it can happen 2 or 3 times in a show sometimes.
And are you seriously on here today saying you feel violated by that?
I don't. I mean, I think you have to have a certain character to be in this line of work. Like, as it's sad that it's become commonplace, but it is commonplace. Like, it's not everyone. It really isn't. Like, I've had guys, when I've brought them up on stage, that have tried to take it too far as well. So it's not just women. But ultimately, they kind of think that because you do what you do, that they have the right to handle you in a way which isn't really very nice.
And is it quite a lot of them doing this? You know, you're saying drink is often involved, there'll be a lot of hen parties, that kind of thing.
Yeah, of course, but you can't take the alcohol away from what like the whole show, because ultimately they come there to relax. It's like we sell knives in supermarkets, and there are knife crime going on all the time. You can't take it out of the supermarkets. Do you know what I mean? It very much comes with the territory.
But that's when you say, does it come with territory? Because actually, in a lap dancing club or something, you know, the rule is look but don't touch.
Exactly.
So
And there's
people
a
might be
big
saying,
man.
well, you're a male stripper. What do you expect? But do you think the same rules should apply?
Totally, definitely. I've done shows before where we've actually had like security, and a woman's acting in a way she shouldn't, or someone else has run up on the stage to join her while you're in the middle of like choreography essentially, and they don't do anything about it. They
When
just
you
assume,
say doing things they shouldn't, give me some examples. I mean, have you been physically hurt?
Yeah, so there was a part of a routine where a woman would stand behind me and I'd rub her hands down like this, and she scratched, and I was like, please don't do that. Like, it was a bit hard. I did it again, she scratched even harder, so I took a step forward. As I did that, she literally scratched my back to the point I felt the blood trickle down my back.
Gosh.
I just had to walk straight off stage because you can't lose your head in front of the audience and stuff like that, and it would obviously look bad as well. A very big man turning around going, what you doing, blah, blah, blah.
Have you ever been frightened? I mean, have there been more than one, like you're in a crowd and they're kind of grabbing at you?
Yeah, you kind of... Well, there's so many people as well. Sometimes there's like a bit of space in front of the seating, and we'll approach the edge of the stage to bow, and women have just grabbed what you can imagine.
Oh,
Didn't
it
somebody
happens
try
to
to
me
bite
all
you?
the time.
And I think
Everywhere I
you
go.
understand that.
Didn't someone try to bite you in your nether region?
I've had someone bite me. They didn't try. Their attempt was successful.
What would you like to see? Would you like to see a code of conduct introduced, or the idea that, you know, whether you're male or whether you're female and you do this job, the same rules apply?
I think it should. I think the chance of that happening is slim. I just don't see it happening. Like, we even have security there, and when we have security there aren't enough of them, or they generally think that guy's built like Arnold Schwarzenegger on the stage, he can look after himself.
Yes.
Which seems all well and good, because women are, and it's daft, but they pick and choose when it's the weaker sex, because apparently we can handle ourselves. It's not the case. What's good for one's good for another. But I have had a male come up on stage before, and he towered over the top of me, was built like a brick house, and I kind of looked at the security, and he just sort of shrugged at me. I was like, wow, this guy's enormous. I'm in the middle of a routine.
Yeah.
So I did the splits, went through his legs, thinking I'll make a joke of it, and then I could sort of play it off. He put his hand down the back of my hot pants as I went. I was literally in my underwear as I went through his legs, so he had his hand on my bottom.
Well,
Yeah.
why do you do what you do then? I mean, if it's so
I
dangerous.
shouldn't feel like I can't do what I love doing. I mean, the strip show that I worked for prior was amazing. It evolved so much that actually they're all professional dancers. The production was amazing. They spent a lot of time and money in it. The guys are absolutely amazing. So I enjoyed my job, and I love performing. I get like anxiety and stuff like that, so when I'm in the wings, I'm like, I can't breathe. And as soon as I get on that stage, it's like all of that disappears. I feel at home, like, and I love doing it. So I shouldn't stop doing something that I feel passionate about, because you do have the.
But do you think if this was the other way around, I mean, this was men behaving like this, the people would be having a lot more to say about
there'd be
it.
mass uproar.
Would men behave like that with women?
I don't think.
Would they?
I don't know. I'd like to think not. But I was saying, but if they did, I mean, you know, look at that recent party with all the hostesses. I mean, there was huge press about that, and people saying it was disgraceful.
The President's Club thing.
The President's Club, exactly.
That's right. Yeah, I mean.
But these kind of parties with male strippers go on all over the place.
They do.
All the time.
And things. I mean, it's probably just as much our fault for allowing. We set the precedent. Like we do bring them.
I was going to say, you do encourage them up to the stage. You do get them to rub you in baby oil.
And I again,
so that is touching.
No, and I totally agree. I am in control, and that's a part of my show. However, what goes on afterwards is like we used to do meet and greets. After we do a theatre show, we'd go down and meet the girls. We'd sign their calendars. How are you? Blah, blah. And they kind of get to know you as opposed to your persona.
Yes.
And that's when, and at this point, they're steaming drunk. And so some of them, the loveliest women you've ever met, and like want to mollycoddle you and stuff like that. But others, like I actually got scratched by one woman, and asked one of my mates, "Have I got scratch marks on my back?" Lifted up my shirt, and some woman said, "No, now you have," and I actually had to leave.